If you are over 60 and your joints hurt, I need you to listen very closely. Do you wake up with fingers so stiff you can barely make a fist? Does that sharp grinding pain in your knees make simply standing up from your favorite chair feel like a mountain climb? We've been told for decades that this is just part of getting old or the weather changing. But that is only half the story. The truth is much more startling. Some of the most common foods in your pantry right now are quietly acting like gasoline on a fire, fueling the inflammation that destroys your cartilage. The swelling, the heat, and the constant throb in your joints aren't always a result of your age. They're often a result of your diet. Many of the foods marketed to us as convenient or even healthy are triggers that tell your immune system to attack your own joints. But here's the big promise. By identifying and removing these specific inflammatory triggers, you can reduce your joint pain naturally, sometimes in just a matter of weeks. You might not need a higher dose of medication. You might just need a cleaner grocery list. Today, we are going to look at the 6 categories of food that are joint killers for people over 60. Some of them will surprise you. Inflammation begins in the kitchen, but so does your recovery. Why arthritis gets worse after 60. To understand how to stop the pain, we have to understand the mechanism. Arthritis isn't just wear and tear. It is a state of chronic systemic inflammation. Your joints are lined with cartilage, a smooth tissue that allows for fluid movement. When inflammation becomes chronic, your body produces enzymes that literally eat away at that cartilage. As we cross the age of 60, our bodies become more vulnerable. Our hormonal shifts like the drop in estrogen or testosterone reduce our natural bone and joint protection. Our recovery speed slows down, and our anti-inflammatory response isn't as robust as it used to be. This means that a food that caused a little bit of bloating in your 30s can now cause a massive joint flare-up in your 60s. Your diet is no longer just about weight. It is about the structural integrity of your skeleton. Chronic inflammation is the fuel that keeps arthritis burning. If you don't cut off the fuel supply, the fire will keep growing. The hidden link between food and joint pain. The link between your gut and your joints is much stronger than most people realize. When you eat pro-inflammatory foods, it triggers a leaky response in the gut, allowing compounds to enter the bloodstream that your immune system views as invaders. Your immune system then goes into high alert, releasing cytokines, inflammatory messengers that travel straight to your most vulnerable spots, your joints. This is why your knees might feel stiffer 2 hours after a heavy meal, or why your hands swell the morning after a sugary dessert. Pain isn't random. It is often a direct biological reaction to a blood sugar spike or a food sensitivity. As we age, these sensitivities increase. The goal is to move from a reactive state to a proactive one. Your joints are essentially the check engine light of your body. If they are screaming, it's time to look at what you're putting in the tank. Food category number 1. Sugar and sweetened products. The absolute number 1 enemy of your joints is refined sugar. When you consume sugar, your body releases pro-inflammatory messengers called cytokines. But it gets worse. Sugar also leads to the production of AGEs, advanced glycation end products. These are destructive molecules that stick to the proteins in your cartilage, making it brittle and prone to cracking. It's not just about candy and soda. Hidden sugars are everywhere in a senior's diet. In heart-healthy breakfast cereals, in store-bought pasta sauces, and even in fat-free yogurt. Because our insulin sensitivity drops after 60, these sugar spikes are more dramatic and the inflammatory damage is more severe. If you want to stop joint pain, you have to stop the sugar spikes. Joint pain almost always starts with a blood sugar imbalance. Food category number 2. Refined carbohydrates. Many people say, I don't eat sweets, while they are eating a piece of white toast or a bowl of white pasta. Here's the reality. Refined carbohydrates act exactly like sugar inside your body. White bread, pastries, and processed grains are stripped of their fiber, meaning they hit your bloodstream instantly. This causes a massive insulin spike, which is a direct trigger for systemic inflammation. Have you ever noticed that you feel heavier and stiffer after a big pasta dinner? That's not just a food coma. That's your joints reacting to the inflammatory load. The misconception that it's not sweet so it's safe is keeping millions of seniors in pain. If it's white and processed, it is likely fueling your arthritis. Food category number 3. Processed and fried foods. Fried foods are a double hit to your joints. First, they are almost always cooked in highly processed vegetable oils like corn or soybean oil, which are incredibly high in omega-6 fatty acids. While we need some omega-6, an excess causes the body to produce pro-inflammatory chemicals. Second, the high heat frying process creates even more of those agents we discussed earlier. Deep fried foods cause oxidative stress, which is like rusting for your cells. This oxidative stress targets the synovial fluid, the oil that keeps your joints moving smoothly. When that fluid becomes inflamed, your joints feel like they are grinding bone on bone. The cooking method matters just as much as the food itself. Food category number 4. Processed meats. Bacon, sausage, deli meats, and hot dogs. These are staples in many homes, but they are a nightmare for arthritis sufferers. These meats are loaded with preservatives, nitrates, and massive amounts of sodium. Sodium causes water retention, which increases the pressure inside your joint capsules, leading to visible swelling and throbbing pain. Furthermore, processed meats are high in saturated fats that have been linked to increased inflammation in the fat tissue itself, which then leaks inflammatory markers into the rest of the body. After 60, your ability to flush out these toxins is slower. Choosing fresh, whole proteins like wild-caught fish or pasture-raised poultry is a much safer bet for your mobility. Food category number 5. Certain dairy products. This category requires nuance. Not everyone reacts to dairy, but for a significant portion of the population over 60, a protein in milk called casein can trigger an inflammatory immune response. This reaction can manifest as joint pain, skin issues, or digestive distress. Many seniors have consumed dairy their whole lives, but as our gut microbiome changes with age, we may lose the ability to process these proteins cleanly. If you find your joints are consistently stiff, try an elimination test. Swap processed cheeses and milk for a few weeks and see if your mobility improves. Personalization matters. Your body will tell you the truth if you listen. Food category number 6. Excessive alcohol. Alcohol is a multi-layered problem for joints. First, it is highly inflammatory to the liver and the gut. Second, it is a major cause of dehydration. Your cartilage is roughly 70% to 80% water. When you are dehydrated, your cushion shrinks, leading to more friction and pain. Furthermore, alcohol can interfere with many common arthritis medications, either making them less effective or increasing their side effects. While a glass of wine might feel relaxing, the long-term inflammatory hangover in your joints is often not worth it. Moderation is key, but for many, cutting back is the fastest way to reduce morning stiffness. Healthy foods that trigger flare-ups. Marketing can be deceptive. Many low-fat products are loaded with extra salt and sugar to make up for the flavor loss, both of which trigger joint pain. Packaged high-protein bars are often just candy bars in disguise. Even some healthy vegetable oils like sunflower or safflower oil are hidden in almost all packaged snacks and can throw your inflammation out of balance. Just because a label says healthy or for seniors doesn't mean it is anti-inflammatory. Always read the ingredients. If it comes in a box with a long list of chemicals, your joints will likely pay the price. What to eat instead? Now for the good news, you can eat your way to better mobility. Focus on omega-3 rich foods like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds. These are nature's anti-inflammatories. Fill your plate with colorful vegetables, deep leafy greens, bright berries, and turmeric-stained curries. These foods contain antioxidants that mop up the oxidative stress in your joints. Hydration is also a liquid lubricant for your cartilage. Simple swaps like replacing white rice with quinoa or soda with ginger tea can have a massive compounding effect. Removal of the bad plus the replacement with the good equals a pain-free life. Important warnings and medical note. A quick but vital note. Severe arthritis is a serious medical condition. This dietary advice is meant to support your health, not replace the advice of your rheumatologist or doctor. If you are on medication, never stop taking it without professional guidance. The best approach is to keep a food journal. Know what you ate and how your joints feel 4 to 24 hours later. You will start to see the patterns. Your diet is a powerful tool, but it works best when paired with professional medical care. To wrap up, joint pain after 60 is not an inevitable sentence of suffering. By cutting out the sugars, refined carbs, and processed oils that fuel inflammation, you are giving your cartilage a chance to breathe and your body a chance to heal. Small dietary changes can lead to a massive reduction in daily pain. You have more control over your mobility than you've been led to believe. It starts with your next meal. If you're tired of the stiffness and you're ready to take your life back, hit that like button. If you struggle with arthritis, comment the word joints below. Let's support each other in this community. And don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed tips on how to live your best, most active life after 60. You deserve to move without pain. See you in the next one.